What is up? What is going on, everybody? I am back with the Mariners post game recap. It feels good to win some games here again. The Seattle Mariners take care of business. They blow out the Texas Rangers 8-0. They improve to 87 and 73 on the year. Unfortunately, Houston and Toronto both win, so you don't gain any ground there, but you still got 2 games to go. So you still have a chance to get this done, keep the pressure on a little bit, and go from there. Before I dive into the game, do me a favor, guys. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. I'm closing in on 2,500 subs. I'm getting close. Would love to try and get there before the end of the season, which hopefully is not going to be in 2 days, but you never know. So you guys can do both those for me. Think about becoming a channel member. Members only live streams happening next week, either for the Seahawks game or for game 1 of the playoffs. And thank you to everybody that joined the live stream with me and my wife. It was a lot of fun. She enjoyed it. So thank you guys for joining for that. Just no matter what, I will say this. I'd rather the Mariners win and the Astros win than the Mariners lose and the Astros lose. I at least want to see this team playing better baseball, and they're doing that. They've won the last 2 games. At the very least, they can go out saying they gave it their all. It would be very Mariners fashion for the Astros to sweep the D-backs and the Mariners to sweep Texas and be like, of course, now you do it. Now you go win these games. It would feel very Mariners-ish, but at least they're winning, and it feels better to win. They're a game back of Houston. You just need one more win and one more Houston loss. Truthfully, you still have a shot at the division. If you can win the next 2 and Houston goes and splits with the D-backs, you would win the West. So let's see what happens. Luis Castillo going against a star that hasn't been named yet for Texas. And you've got to this point. It comes down to the last 2, and you've got Castillo and Kirby going. You've got to feel pretty good about that if you're the Mariners here with 2 games to go. So let's dive into this one. Start with the pitching as we always do. Bryan Woo, 3 2/3, 2 hits, no runs, no earned, 3 walks, 5 Ks. I'm going to say something that's going to sound like, really? I thought Woo threw the ball pretty well tonight. I do. He avoided hard contact. I know he walked some guys, but this is a Rangers lineup that has given him all kinds of fits in his 2 starts this year. Bryan Woo did exactly what the Mariners needed from Bryce Miller on Wednesday night. Bryan Woo did it. He got through his 3 2/3. The offense went out and got a couple runs for him. He got out of a tough spot in the 3rd inning. And it led to the team taking off and ended up winning a blowout here. So, listen, was it Woo's most impressive start of the year? No. Did I think his command was a little off? Yes. But I also think that was a little intentional. I think you knew he wasn't going to go 6 or 7 innings. I think the goal in a perfect world would have been 5, but he got them to 3 2/3. I said it during the stream. I didn't really care about his pitch count. He just needs to get outs and then turn it over to the bullpen. The Mariners did walk 8 hitters tonight, shockingly. I didn't realize that. But I thought Woo did his job, and I thought Scott took him out at the right time, 100%. Saucedo did his job for 2/3 of an inning. Trent Thornton gets the win, goes an inning and 2/3 shutout. Isaiah Campbell a shutout inning. Bizzardo a shutout inning with a couple walks, struck out the side. You really see with Edward Bizzardo, the stuff is really good. You watch him pitch and you go, this is a guy that could pitch in high leverage situations, but the command control sometimes is such a struggle that it's probably what's preventing him from getting more high leverage situations. But the stuff is legit. Dominic Leone is Dominic Leone. He finished it out and good. Got them out of there, got the win. Here's the nice thing that the Mariners did. Not winning the game was very nice. Bryan Woo only goes 3 2/3, which again, I'm fine with. I am fine with that. Woo was not super sharp. I know I just said he pitched well, and I do think he pitched well, but he also didn't have great command. I don't trust Bryce Miller and Bryan Woo right now to be going 6, 7, 8 innings in these games. You got him out a good time, turned it over to the bullpen, and you turned it over to the bullpen without using, really, outside of maybe Sauce and Campbell to an extent, without really using your big guns. Gabe Spire gets the day off. Munoz, Brash, and Topa all get the day off. That is huge going into the last 2 days. Now you can truly have all hands on deck for the final 2 games this series. Your bullpen is pretty well rested. And, and you've got Castillo and Kirby going. So you should feel pretty good going into these last two games if you're the Mariners. So nice job by the pitching staff. 8 walks is a little high. Would like to see that down, but I can't complain about a game they got a shutout win. Offensively, J.P. Crawford, 1 for 3 with a walk and a home run, a grand salami for J.P. Crawford, his second grand slam of the year. Completely opened the game up in the 4th inning. That made it 8-0, and the Mariners never looked back. I don't know where this team would be without J.P. Crawford. I really don't know. I mean, all the talks about some of the things that have gone wrong this year for the Mariners, the Colton Wong acquisition, A.J. Pollock, Gino not being quite as good as last year, Ty France, even Teoscar to an extent. But J.P. Crawford, man, that is one of the things that has gone absolutely right for the Mariners this season. Just another tremendous game from J.P. Caballero came in defensively for him. Julio was 0 for 4. It's going to get lost in the shuffle because the Mariners got a dominant win, and that's awesome. But Julio had a tough game today. Gino was 1 for 4 with an RBI. That was that ball that Tavares kind of misplayed, but it was hit really hard. Good job by Gino. Callow for 4. Teo was 1 for 3 with the hit. Haggerty walked. Mike Ford was 0 for 2 with the walk in that 5-run 4th. Luis Torrens pinched hit was 0 for 1. Ty France 1 for 3. Solo home run and a walker hit by pitch. So Ty gets aboard twice with the home run. Again, Ty, Gino, anything we can get. There's only 2 games left now, but anything we can get from them, we will take. Kelenic was 0 for 3. And then Josh Rojas, 2 for 3 with a home run, his 4th since becoming a Seattle Mariner. That's another guy. Obviously, JP's been tremendous, and Rojas hasn't been JP level, but one of the really just unsung heroes if this team does get in, the upgrade they were able to make at second base from Colton Wong to Josh Rojas has really been tremendous. I'll also give a shout out again, going back to the pitching, Brian Wu in that 3rd inning. Rangers had runners at the corners with 1 out for Adolis Garcia coming up. 39 home runs on the year, and Wu struck him out. That was a huge strikeout for Brian Wu, probably the biggest of his career to get that. So the Mariners win it 8-0. They shut out the Rangers. Texas has not clinched yet. The Mariners improved to 87 and 73. They're 2 back behind Texas. Unfortunately, they don't have the tiebreaker with Texas. So they cannot pass Texas for a playoff spot. But what they can do is force a 3-way tie with Houston themselves and Texas, and that would give the Mariners the division title if that happens. My advice, if you're a Mariners fan, take it one day at a time. Just keep winning. Unfortunately, the Mariners have put themselves in a spot with some poor play in September that they do not control their own destiny. That's nobody's fault but their own, unfortunately. Hopefully they can win the next 2 and just let the chips fall where they may. Maybe Tampa Bay surprises you and beats Toronto a couple times. Maybe Arizona sneaks in and wins one against Houston. I don't know. You're hoping for anything there, but just keep winning. Win the last 2, and then at least in this series, you did everything you could. Like I said, if Bears don't get in, nobody to blame but themselves. They've had opportunities. There's a lot of games we can look back on and say, could have won that, could have won this. But for right now, everything good the last couple nights. Good to see this team show some fight. Good to see them at least going out on a more winning note. And try and enjoy it. Try and enjoy it, everybody. Listen, I not getting to the playoffs is not good. I said it in my post game after game 3 against Houston last year. I sat there, in my low def videos on my phone and said that this was great. 22 was a lot of fun, but they have to take that next step forward next year. And if they don't get in, that's a failure. That is not taking that next step forward. But from a standpoint of what I'm saying about enjoy it, there's also been a lot of years with this team where, my gosh, we weren't even focused on the Mariners on September 29th. It was all Seahawks by this time. At least, while there's some things this team can improve on, they at least are giving us something, right? They're at least in this race here. There's 2 games to go, and the Mariners have a shot at the playoffs. I mean, this is the 3rd year in the row we've been able to do this. It stinks if they miss it 2 out of the 3 for sure. but at least they've given us some things to cheer about, and hopefully we can find a way. They were in a similar spot in 2021, and unfortunately, were eliminated, couldn't find their way to get in. But hopefully this year's a little different. There was a scenario coming into tonight where the Mariners actually could have clinched a playoff spot by tomorrow. Unfortunately, that scenario can no longer happen. There is a scenario where the Mariners could be eliminated tomorrow. If Houston wins and the Mariners lose, the Mariners would be eliminated from playoff contention tomorrow. Hopefully that doesn't happen. If you win, no matter what, you're going into Sunday with a shot. You at least have a shot going into Sunday. So we'll see what happens. Have a great night, everybody. My voice is gone from doing the live stream, so I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the game. Just keep winning. Just keep winning and see what happens, right? Nothing more we can ask for. Nice win tonight. Taking away anything playoff related. Nice win by the guys tonight. So have a great night, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys all tomorrow for the post game. And then I will be live Sunday, season finale. No matter what, whether it is they're out of it or not, I will be live for the season finale to say goodbye. So hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's them clinching a playoff spot, because wouldn't that be pretty fun? Mariners win at 8-0. Have a great night, everybody. Go Mariners.